Hi Prue, hi Jonathan. Good to see you once again. And I see you've brought along your translator as well, which is great.
I'm Serena. I'm translating for Prue today.
Yes.
Excellent, thank you. And translate. Okay, so let me just make sure that we all understand what the purpose of today's discussion is all about. So there's a few things that I'm aware that we need to cover off, including you've sent me through those vows, so we'll check through those and just talk about what else we need to cover in terms of your vows. We also got that email from the venue, so there's a couple of bits and pieces there that I'd like to just make sure that we're all comfortable with as well, in terms of the parking. Important that we talk about a wet weather plan, and of course, you know, the rice issue in the email as well. We just really want to make sure that everything runs really smoothly. So is there anything else that we want to cover today? Anything else?
No.
Yeah, everything's pretty much on track. I think we've just got a couple of things to sort out.
Okay, great. So let's just make sure everything's good to go. So, fantastic job with the vows, guys. Have you guys done this before? You're really good at it.
No.
We're first time. Both
First time.
Oh, good. So they're really lovely, so well done. There's just one small change that we need to make, and that's to make sure that they meet legal requirements. It's something that we call the monotum, and it fits in nicely just before your personal vows, which I really liked. So after the introduction and the poem, we're going to insert some legal wording, and it just goes something like this. I'll just read out to you what it sounds like. So, and it's important that you translate this as well, like word for word.
Yep.
So I'll say, I'm duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I'm to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship in which you are about to enter. And then I'll say, marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. And so then I'll move into a repeat after me section that goes like this. I now ask Prue and Jonathan to declare their intention to marry in front of all gathered. So Jonathan first, repeat after me.
Yes?
I call upon the persons here to witness that I, Jonathon Dimple, take thee, Prue Sai, to be my lawful wedded wife.
I call upon the persons...
Well, that's what you would do.
Of course, sorry. But for Prue.
And then I'll turn to you, Prue, and I'll say, Prue, please repeat after me. I call upon the persons here to witness that I, Prue Sai, take thee, Jonathon Dimple, to be my lawful wedded husband.
Yes.
So, are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
Great. So we'll put that bit in, as I say, just after the poem and before your personal vows. So let's move on to the email that we got from the venue, and it's a great opportunity for us to get this sort of important stuff out of the way. It's terrible to have these sorts of surprises on the day, so this is really good that they've given us this information in advance. It really is a great opportunity for us to make sure things run smoothly.
And she's going to get an email from
Okay, so firstly in terms of the parking, well the good news is, what they're saying is that there is plenty of parking. The problem is that there's limited amount of parking inside, but there's lots of parking outside. So it's a case of some people being able to park close to the venue and some people being able to park far away.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we're worried about guests that will have to park far away from the estate outside. It's a long walk, especially if it's going to be raining, which it looks like which is on the cards, right? No.
Yeah, I do know what you mean, but as far as I see it, we do have a few options available to us.
Right.
So one option, of course, is to prioritise some of your guests and to say, okay, so we've got 10 parking spots inside, so allocate those to people that potentially will need to park closer. For example, your close family, any older guests that you have. It would also be important, I think, to advise your guests in the case of that weather issue, as you say, advise them that perhaps they should bring an umbrella in case they do have to do that 10-minute walk.
Yeah, I think that could work. I think we could
Yes.
email the guest list, encourage them to carpool, use their umbrellas, bring along some wet weather gear just in case.
But of course it'll also be important to let them know that it'll be important for them to get there nice and early.
Nice and early, that it's going to be at least a 10 to 15 minute walk. They don't want to be late, so yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. And so from my point of view, of course, I'll be getting there quite early.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully you're not running late. It's our wedding day. And we don't want any excuses about you having to walk for 10 minutes.
So like I say, I can assure you there won't be any problem with that. I'm personally will always aim to get, in a situation like this, I'll aim to get there an hour before, so that I don't want to take up one of those car parking spots for your guests, so I'll get there with plenty of time for me to be able to drive in and drop off my equipment that I'll need to do. I'm more than happy to park outside and give myself plenty of time to.
That sounds like
in.
that's a great idea.
So are you comfortable with the parking situation? You've got some action plans to work with?
Yep.
Yeah, umbrella.
Great. Now, so let's talk about the rice situation. You know, so I understand that the rice is a long-standing tradition, but in my experience, this is something that it's really unlikely that a venue's going to bend with it. You know, they quite often, it's probably because they spend so much time cleaning up between functions. So perhaps there's something similar that you could do instead of rice.
No rice?
No rice.
No rice.
What would we do instead of rice?
Well, for example, something else that I've seen before that's really nice, it's a little bit different, but where you give all your guests a little canister of bubbles to blow.
Bubbles?
So you shower you with
Bubbles! Yeah, bubbles!
Bubbles?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds
Yes,
great.
Bubbles. Yeah.
Well, bubbles is something that the venue's not going to have any problem with. You get that similar effect. It could be really lovely.
Bubbles?
Yes.
So do you think that could work?
Yeah, sounds great. We love bubbles.
Yes.
Great.
I think she loves the bubbles.
So was there anything else?
Okay. Prue really doesn't like the idea of there being a red carpet, and she says in her tradition it's a very angry colour.
Don't be ridiculous. It's going to be great. I love the red carpet.
No, not red.
Prue really doesn't want the red carpet because in her
I think it's
culture
great.
that signifies anger.
Okay.
She's telling on the way
I
here,
just think it's
so
neat, you know, like fancy.
So let me just
No.
make sure I really understand the situation.
Yeah.
So Jonathan, you're really keen to have the red carpet
yeah,
that the
makes
venue's
it
talking
nice.
about,
Yeah.
and to Prue, in your tradition, this is something that isn't something that is culturally auspicious. Is that right?
But that's right.
No,
Yeah,
no red.
she's really adamant that there's no red carpet because for her that's a symbol of anger, and of course she doesn't want to enter into a new marriage feeling like there's anger represented.
No.
So this is a really
Oh.
interesting situation, but I'm sure that we can come to some sort of solution. So, first of all, Jonathan, tell me what it is about the red carpet that's really important to you.
You know, I just thought it'd be nice, you know, in Western society, it's nice to have a red carpet. It signifies, you know, something that's a little bit fancy, special occasion.
We need to make sure that you're both
I
happy. So is
understand,
there
yeah.
anything particularly auspicious about it for you?
No, maybe a purple carpet could work, or just a nice velvet carpet.
No. Okay.
Mm.
Is it Jonathan?
Purple.
Or
Purple?
okay, all myself.
Oh, yes. Yes, purple.
Yeah.
Okay, well perhaps there's an opportunity for you to be able to check with the venue to see if there's any alternatives to the red that would still give you that effect of having a really cool entrance that would also honour your traditions. Would you be keen to look into that?
I think that's a great idea. Purple would be absolutely fine by me.
It's Martina.
Yes. Yes. Purple.
And Prue would be a lot happier with that.
Okay, she seems to be happy to look into alternative colours or fabrics as well. Yeah.
Great. Well, I think we've covered anything. Was there anything else that we'd missed out?
No. Thank you. Thank you.
I think that's it.
Fantastic. Well, I look forward to seeing you both at the rehearsal.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's very happy. She thanks you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prue. And thank you, Serena.
You know.